This weekend is the perfect opportunity for Razor to rotate his squad, to give certain players some much needed rest, and then to give other players some much needed game time, especially looking forward to those games versus the Springboks. This is my predicted All Black squad to take on Los Pumas in the second round of the Rugby Championship. As always, let me know in the comments, what changes would you make? Who would you bring in? Who would you leave out? Do I know anything about All Blacks rugby? Get involved. All Blacks fans, I want to hear what you guys think. Non-All Blacks fans, get involved as well. Let me know what you guys think. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. So the All Blacks kick off their Rugby Championship. Outstanding. 5 points, maximum points away from home. This time last year, they were bottom of the log, or second from bottom. They lost versus Los Pumas. This year, they're riding high. They're on top. They're top of the world rankings as well. Heading into the second week or second test versus Los Pumas, still in Argentina, I think is a perfect time for Razor to rotate his squad. He's got a big squad. He's got depth in a lot of positions. I think a lot of guys have had enough game time, and then I think a lot of guys need game time, especially looking forward to the games versus the Springboks, because we all know all roads lead to Eden Park first and then Wellington. All right, this is more of a team I would pick rather than a team Razor is going to pick, because it's probably not going to be the same, but I'm going to give it a good crack. Here we go. So we've got Tamaiti Williams, Tyrell Lomax, and Samisoni Tokiaho up front. In locks, we've got Scott Barrett and Fabian Holland. Scott Barrett, obviously captain. Back row of Simon Parker, Peter Lakai, Wallace Atiti. Don't mind that at all. Cortez Ratima and Damien McKenzie, 9 and 10. Then I've got Quintu Paya and Billy Proctor, centres, and back three of Leroy Carter, Imoni Narawai, and Will Jordan. On the bench, Brody McAllister, Ollie Norris, Pasilio Tossi, Tupou Vai, Samipeni Finau, Finlay Christie, Ruben Love, and Timothy Tavatavanawai. What a squad. What a squad. Like I said, good opportunity to rotate his players in. Will Razor make this many changes from the first test last week? Probably not. But this just shows the depth he is working with and the squad that he can rotate with, because there's some outstanding players still in this squad, in this team I've just named, and it's definitely not your strongest side, but still a very, very strong side. I'm going to get into some of the reasons why. Like I said, join in. What changes would you make? Have I made too many changes? Who would you bring in? And don't just tell me who you would bring in. Tell me why you would bring them in. Join the conversation. All right. Some of the reasons why. So up front, I've got Tamaiti Williams, Tyrell Lomax, and Samisoni Tokiaho. So Tamaiti Williams and Lomax coming back from injury. I'm pretty sure they're good to go. If I'm not mistaken, they're good to go for this week. Perfect opportunity to get them in, get them some game time, get some Ks under their legs, get their body ticking over, because you want guys like that to be ready to roll when you face the Springboks in a couple of weeks' time. Tyrell Lomax been one of the best props in world rugby for a couple of years now. Tamaiti Williams definitely on the up and coming, been involved in the All Blacks for a while, coming back from injury, was fantastic for the Crusaders in the Super Rugby. Still very young, coming back from injury, like I said, but get him in there and some much needed game time. Also, why I start these guys, because they're coming back from injury, you would limit their minutes, so you'd only want 40 max 45 minutes from these guys, where if they were on the bench and your starters got injured, let's say they got injured within the first 10 minutes, then these guys have to play for 70 minutes. So if you start them, they can play for as long as they can, or if it's 40 minutes, then they're off. Or if they get injured before the 40 minutes, they can come off and the fresh guys can come on. Samisoni Tokiaho, outstanding last week, come on, scored his 2 tries, really good. Why I've not picked Cody Taylor? Cody Taylor is sitting on 99 caps right now. How good would 100 caps be versus the Springboks at Eden Park on home soil? That's why I've gone with that change there. Otherwise, I would have Cody Taylor in to start, but I've gone with that. 100 games at home, on home soil, against the Springboks, outstanding. And then you've obviously got Brodie McAllister, Ollie Norris, Pasilio Tossi that can come on later and bring a bit of energy. Although they might have, I think they struggled a bit last in the first test when they came on, the two props. But still, game time, get these guys in there. You could have Fletcher Newell or someone like that just to steady that scrum to come on. But he's a definite starter for me going forward. So I'd give him a little bit of a break. My locks, I've gotten Scott Barrett, Fabian Holland. Man, Fabian Holland, you talk about giving guys break, okay? Fabian Holland, still only 20, 21. This is only his fourth ever. He's only played 4 games for the All Blacks. He don't need rest, boy. 20, 21 years old. Yes, I know he's played 80 minutes each game, but he doesn't need rest. He wants more. Get him in there. Scott Barrett, a lot older, your captain. He's had enough rest already. He only played 1 game out of the 3 tests versus France. He's had rest. Get him in there. Get those legs ticking over. He'll have another week after this week to rest up for the Springboks game. So I've got him in there. That's why I've picked those two to start in this one. Obviously, then I've got Tupou Vaa'i on the bench. Patrick Tuipulotu injured 6 weeks. I think he needs surgery on his face. So he's out. So I've got Tupou Vaa'i in there. Josh Lord is a option there, but I've more gone for Tupou Vaa'i because can cover lock and then obviously in the back row. And here's some of my big changes. My back row, I've gone Simon Parker, Peter Lakai, and Wallace Atiti. So Wallace Atiti coming back from injury, I'm pretty sure he's good to go. He's also someone that you would want some game time before the big games in the Springboks. Get him in there. We know what he does in a black jersey. Get him in there. Let him play. Simon Parker was picked, named in the squad. Perfect opportunity. Get him in. Physical, big, strong running. Let's see what he can do versus the Argentinians. They were very physical last week throughout the whole game. Give him opportunity. Get him in. Let's see what he can do. And then same for Peter Lakai. He's obviously played for the All Blacks before, coming back from injury, played a few games for Wellington in the NPC. Now he's back in the squad. Get him in. Give Artie a rest. Why I say that as well, Artie's on 98 caps for the All Blacks. He could play Eden Park, make it 99, and then at Wellington versus Springboks, where his rugby career started, 100 caps. How cool would that be? That's why I've gone Artie to rest this game. Then my backline, or 9 and 10, I've got Cortez Ratima and Damien McKenzie. The Chiefs combo matching up or pairing up again. I thought Ratima was really good in the first game. Yes, maybe slow at some points, but still got a bullet pass, lovely support lines. And then I think his combination with McKenzie showed how well it worked at Super Rugby. And I think it transfers into international rugby. McKenzie come on late in that Argentinian game, but not at 10. I'm pretty sure he come on the wing or fullback, if I'm not mistaken. I think he gets an opportunity at 10 because I'm still not too sure that they know who their out-and-out 10 is to play at the moment. So I think Damien McKenzie gets a shot here. My centres, Quinn Tupaia, Billy Proctor. Big, strong. Look, I wanted to play almost a whole Chiefs backline, but Anton Leonard-Brown is injured. He's headed back home. He failed HIA test, so he's got concussion symptoms. So Gonu Billy Proctor still needs to graft away at that 13 position. It's a difficult position to master, but I think he is the 13 moving forward. So I think they pick and stick with him there. Quintupai, you know what you're getting from him. Strong, getting over that vantage line, strong ball carry, strong defensively as well. Probably want to work laterally because these Argentinian centers are bigger, strong, not bigger than him, but big, strong, and can move pretty quick as well. So I think Quintupai gets a opportunity there, and Jordie Barrett gets a well-deserved rest because, man, he put himself through the ringer last week. So I think he'll be sore this week. Then the back three of Leroy Carter, Imoni Narawai, Will Jordan. Get Boomfa in there. Get Leroy Carter in there. He was called into the squad. Yes, I think it was just injury cover, but let's see what he can do. Get him in there. Like I said, this is a lot of changes. Probably not what Razor's going to go with. But get Boomfa in there. Get Leroy Carter in there. We've seen what he did all year for the Chiefs in Super Rugby. Let's see what he can do at International. You want to give these guys opportunity and see what you're working with. Also adding then to the depth of your squad. Narawai also good. Give an opportunity. You've got Rico. You've got Sevu Reece. You know what they can do on the wing. Let's give these other guys a bit of an opportunity to see what they can do. And again, it's not just handing out All Blacks caps. These guys have also deserved it. But I think it's just right to give guys opportunity and see what they can do. Will Jordan speaks for itself. He doesn't need rest. That guy just, whatever he touches turns to gold. You just need him on the field. And it's also a bit of experience, a bit of calm, a bit of cool, a bit of been there, done that in that backline. In a big changed up backline from the first test. That's why I've gone with Will Jordan there. And then my backs on the bench, Finlay Christie come on and did really well, I thought. So, but more of that. Maybe Carl Preston, but that's a lot of change. Then I've got Ruben Love that can cover 10 and fullback, just adding to the depth. Also that player that can cover a couple positions, can also cover wing if needed. And then Timothy Tavatavanawa covering centre, covering wing, big, strong, can cover flank if he probably needs to. Big, strong, over that vantage line. If you just need to straighten up the attack, get him on there and he will do a job for you. There it is. That's my predicted team or for the All Blacks to take on Los Pumas in the second round of the Rugby Championship. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Join the conversation, and not just who you would bring in, but why you would bring that person in. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye.